I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. Rushing like a bullet into the end zone. Defense, hold up, no scoring in the red zone. Throw it up, pick 6, I feel like I'm Josh Rowe. Throwing dumbs over the shoulder, think I'm Jack Winmo. I need me back to back, trying to be like Vulture. Cause a storm, cause I'm mighty, it's in the culture. Esports TV, YouTube, Twitch, SFL live tuning, you don't wanna miss. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack them. Next level like my entertainment. NXT on the stream, 8 p.m. on the beat. Catch me on the cam like I'm SFL commence. Yeah, you only got one chance, you can never miss. For the glory, revolution, feel my fury. Cause I'm a legend out in Canton, and I'm playing with dragons. I'm the king of this legion. SFL action, tuning this season.
Kickoff! Are you kidding me?
All they're gonna need is
Big pop, it's up in the air!
Oh,
There you go!
That's the kickoff that he's gonna win! He's gonna go! Jason Power! Touchdown!
I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up. I've been waiting all week for some SFL action. On a big screen, I feel like I'm Ashley Jackson. Quarterback sneak, 4th and 3, man, what's happening? Touchdown, championships trying to stack up.
And welcome to our Sunday Spotlight this evening of the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Along with Mike St. Green, I'm Cameron Irvine. Good evening. Happy Sunday to you, Mike.
Hey, good evening, Cam. Great to be here. Man, we're coming down to it. Only 2 games left in this week 13, and we're going to be in for an amazing week 14 next week after we find out the results tonight.
16 games left in a 168-game regular season. We're happy to be here with you tonight. We're happy to have this wonderful matchup, Las Vegas and Atlanta revenge on the mind. Mike St. Green, this game was a bloodbath last season, and it was a surprising bloodbath in Las Vegas, 52-6. Atlanta's worst loss in franchise history. There was a specific play in this game, Mike, where Vegas had a punt blocked. They picked it up and returned it about 60 yards downfield, and that was just the kind of night that Atlanta was having. The Hive is a totally different beast to play in. We've seen Atlanta, despite the up-and-down season, destroy teams on national television in Atlanta, like Mexico City, who's 8-3. That's one of their only 3 losses. So this should be a pretty exciting matchup. What are you looking out for tonight, Mike?
Yeah, it should be a pretty exciting matchup. You know, of course, Vegas, they're kind of sitting in the catbird seat. They can afford to lose this game and still play for a division title next week. But Atlanta, this is all the marbles here tonight. If they lose, they're definitely out. If they win, they still have an outside shot. But let's start with these numbers, Cam. 27 touchdowns, 31 interceptions. And I'm not talking about just one individual quarterback. I'm talking about both quarterbacks tonight. That's their exact numbers, both quarterbacks. 27 touchdowns on the season, 31 interceptions. So that means we're gonna see some action one way or the other through the air. These secondaries are gonna probably get after these quarterbacks, that way. And then you look at the sack total. These guys have high sack totals as well. So we're in for a whirlwind game tonight, Cam.
Yeah, I'm predicting a lot of touchdowns, a lot of points, a lot of interceptions, a lot of we're going to come back at halftime, Mike, and we're going to go, well, that was a mess, but it was exciting, and that's the way these two teams play. And Las Vegas, you're right. It's kind of weird, Mike, to be 6-4 in all the thick of this, and this game not really matter all that much. It does matter for seeding if Vegas wants a chance at a home playoff game, all that stuff. But it's just weird how it all played out. Vegas missed the playoffs last season at 6-6. and so they don't want to be in that position again if they lose out this season, or don't want to be in the position where they have to get a win over Arizona next week to make the playoffs. That's pressure that they don't really need. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, Atlanta's got to get BDG going. Sometimes he kind of disappears for stretches and feels like there's too much on Dynasty's shoulders. I think you could say the same about Joseph Green and Scott Johnson on the other side.
Yeah, both of these running backs need to get going, Cam, but we gave those numbers that the quarterbacks have, and a big reason for that is the receiving core for both of these teams. They both have top 5 receivers in this league. Mason Kirby for Vegas, he's been fantastic all season long. He's a big play guy, leading the league with over 19 yards per reception. He's also third in touchdowns with 9. And then you look on the other side with the recently Hall of Fame inducted Boo Chisholm. He's a big player for Dynasty to look for. He has 8 touchdowns on the season as well. So if these guys can't get the running game going, we're going to see a lot of Chisholm and Kirby in this game.
Yeah, Chisholm closed a career high, actually, in touchdowns for a season. I think he's 1 or 2 away, if my memory serves me correct. So he gets into the Hall of Fame and then is having a great season as well. All right, it's not your ordinary bonus coverage tonight, Mike, because this game is huge for a number of reasons. It's Tulsa and Baltimore. The Desperados are 6-4. Baltimore is 9-1, coming off of a bye. They are at home. They never lose at home. Tulsa has never beaten Baltimore. All the things point to the Vultures' direction and a bounce back. But if Tulsa does pull the upset, chaos will rain down on the Central Division, on the wild card positioning, on all sorts of stuff, and it will prevent Minnesota also from winning that Central Division. And if they do beat Baltimore, the Vultures are now in trouble to win the Atlantic Division, as depending upon what happens with Tulsa and Sioux Falls next week, if DC gets a win, right, the Dragons can still pull a rabbit out of their hat and win the Atlantic Division. So I think to wrap it all up in a bow, Mike, if Baltimore wins, things are as they are. If Tulsa wins, things are going to get crazy.
Yeah, one of the most unique things about this game, Cam, that I've noticed that comes to mind for me is that Baltimore is coming in off of a loss. I mean, how many times have we said that over the last right. two or three seasons that, these guys are coming off of a loss? How do they respond to that? It's maybe not as big a game for them, but it is a big game. They have an outside shot at still possibly getting the number 1 seed. And then if Tulsa wins, man, they're setting themselves up in a nice position, going into next weekend, a big game against Sioux Falls for the division championship. And, what else can you say about this matchup? And one unique thing about Baltimore this season is Jack Wigmore. Is he having a down season? No, but man, you have to go to the second page of the stat page to find his name. They've kind of gone with more of a running attack, but Jack Whitmore's been effective, 24 touchdowns, has a high QBR of 96.8. So he's still doing the type of things that we're accustomed to seeing him do, just not as high flying as they have been in the past couple of seasons.
And Mike, it's not your ordinary loss either. Baltimore lost to Minnesota 16 days ago. They played that game on a Friday 2 weeks ago. Now here they are, the last game of the night. And so they have been sitting on this and sitting on this and sitting on this for multiple days now. And you almost wonder, is that bad news for Tulsa because they've been chomping at the bit to get back out there? Or maybe is it good news for the Desperados because Baltimore's they haven't won a game in over 3 weeks.
Well, I wouldn't want it to be me that's facing them after coming off a loss, Cam. I think they're going to probably be ultra focused and, good luck to the Desperados tonight. But, man, their work is going to be cut out for them.
And Fox in our channel, our game chat tonight says that no one listens to him. We do listen to you, and London has clinched the number 1 seed, and Baltimore can get as high as 2. We confirmed that with our broadcast team earlier tonight. All right, Atlanta and Las Vegas coming up next here on Next Level Sports. It's going to be a wild one. That means it'll be 3-0 at the half, right, Mike? Probably not. Vegas and Atlanta coming up next. Going to be great. Mike Daggs, Gerald Smith on the call. We'll be right back after this.
Next Level Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Week 13 is coming to a close, and tonight we are live from the Hive in Atlanta, Georgia, as the Atlanta Swarm play host to the Las Vegas Fury. Good evening, everybody. I am Mike Daggs, and joining me in the booth is the self-proclaimed arm wrestling champion of the South, Gerald Smith. With us on stats, Dwayne Schindler and Ron Haynes. You are watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Gerald, how you doing tonight?
Biceps are strong and the Hive is buzzing. Feel good.
Atta boy. All right. Hey, last time these teams met, Las Vegas absolutely clobbered Atlanta, beating them 52-6 in Vegas. Tonight they're on the road, though, here in Atlanta, a place that they have never won. They're on a 2-game win streak coming off a nail-biter against Houston. Atlanta, however, has lost 4 of their last 5 with slim playoff hopes still alive. The best they can hope for is a wild card at 6-6, so their playoffs start right now. A loss, and they're out. A win, and they're potentially still alive with some help. But first, they need to take care of business themselves here tonight. What are the keys to victory for each of these teams?
Ball security should be the key to victory. Both teams are averaging just over 3 turnovers per game coming into this week, while each defense sits in the top 8 in the league in takeaways. But I don't think those statistics will mean much because these two teams each have a high-powered passing attack, both being in the top 3 in passing offense and both being in the top 2 in passing TDs. It's going to be a shootout, and whichever team can outshoot the other should come away with the victory.
Well, as Matt Wilson would say, there's only one way to find out, and that's on the field. So we will go down to the field, get this one started. Atlanta is going to kick things off for us this evening. Las Vegas back deep to receive. Doug Britton standing back at his own goal line, waiting to return. Quarterbacks Joseph Green and Bryant Dynasty, like you said, Gerald, number 2 in the league with 27 passing touchdowns each, but they've both also thrown 31 interceptions each. We'll see which one can maintain ball security, but first, Doug Britton's going to just take it to the house on his own. He's going to go all the way past the 10-5 touchdown, Vegas. We promised you fireworks, and we didn't wait more than 12 seconds into the game.
And Doug Britton, like I always say every time we call one of these games, it's one of the most funnest guys to watch return kicks for such a big man. And he was able to make a move, break a tackle, and just outrun the defenders to start this game out. And I don't know if you would start out like this called a shootout, but points without any offenses touching the field.
That's what he did. Doug Britton with his first kick return touchdown on the season, the 5th of his career. In Las Vegas, I lied, Gerald. I said 12 seconds of game time. It was 13 seconds. My mistake. But still, Las Vegas on the board just like that. They received the opening kick and took it right down into the end zone. Extra point by Matt Rage is up. It is good. An early 7-0 lead. Las Vegas out in front.
It's about the best start any team could hope for. Get the opening kickoff, take it back for a touchdown, and have your opponent play from behind. Not even a play ran, just a kick in 13 seconds.
Doug Britton to the house. And now Matt Rage kicks the ball off to Atlanta. Like you said, Gerald, looking up at the scoreboard from behind now. Kyle Finnemore brings this one out to the 23-yard line, and that is where our first look at an offense will take place this evening. Bryant Dynasty leading his offense out onto the field. They lost last week in Louisiana, Gerald. Dynasty was 24 of 34, 341 yards through 3 touchdowns, but 6 interceptions, and that just was too much to overcome. Ball security, like you said. It's going to start off with a swing route out to BDG Hollywood. He's good for a gain of 7 darn near every time he touches the ball, if not more. Gain 7 there, 2nd down and 3.
I'll tell you what, BDG is, I think, by far the funnest running back to watch. The moves he makes and puts on defenders and makes the defenders look silly. It's going to be fun to watch him whenever he gets the ball this evening.
139 carries, almost 800 yards on the season. He's got another 373 yards receiving on 78 receptions. That's 7th best in the league. He's going to get the handoff here. Hollywood spins. Oh, and almost gets the first down. Gerald, the first defender is almost always just going to end up being a decoy, and then it's going to have to be the second defender that actually wraps him up. The first one darn near always will miss.
Yeah, the Fury's gonna have to hunt in packs whenever BDG's got the ball, because he makes a move, you better have some friends with you or else he's gone.
Dynasty under center on 3rd down and 1. Hands the ball off to Hollywood, gets the first down and a little bit more. 1st and 10 from the 36. The starting offense for the Atlanta Swarm. Quarterback Brian Dynasty, the halfback BDG Hollywood. The fullback is Mitchell O'Brien. The wide receivers Kyle Finnemore, Honus Odeby, Siege Falco, and Boo, medium rare Chisholm. The tight end Jamal Wooding. Left guard Jay Warren at 6'6", 330 pounds, helping to keep Dynasty upright and open holes for Hollywood. Oh, well, he didn't open a hole that time. If he did, it was met in the backfield by Day Drury, linebacker, firing right into the backfield. A rare loss of 2. The starting defense for the Fury, the defensive line, Sam Yeager, DJ Majesty, Michael Rury, and A.K. Jones. The linebackers, Jared Crow, John Osiris, and Day Drury. Will get to the secondary after this play. 2nd down and 12. Dynasty back to throw, has time, fires over the middle, tipped and incomplete. The corners on this defense for Las Vegas, Chris Magel and Merrick Itera. The safeties, Justin Reside, Shaud Allen, Luke Swift, and Max Jackson.
Yeah, now Atlanta is in a 3rd and long, right? It was the BDG show early on. Now they threw a pass over the middle, try to hit Siege Falco, but it falls incomplete. Now it's 3rd and long. Now they got to make something happen.
Dynasty on 3rd down and 12. Oh, tries to hit Siege Falco on the corner, but it's well defended. Falls down to the turf. 4th and 12, they'll have to punt. Low pan on to punt for the Swarm.
Yeah, it looked like Bryant Dynasty underthrew that a little bit. Siege Falco may have had a step if you'd have put a little bit more air under it. He may have got his receiver, and he may still be running.
Doug Britton back to receive a punt now.
Shame on him calling a fair catch. It was too much fun the last time he had the ball.
Yeah, we want to see him run. We don't care if he gets clobbered. 1st down and 10 from the 30, and that's where we'll get our first look at the Las Vegas offense this evening. Quarterback Joseph Green coming out onto the field. Three wide receiver look for the Fury. 2 backs in the backfield. Short drop by Green. Fires it up top, and a short gain on the play. Starting offense for Las Vegas. Quarterback Joseph Green. Halfback Scott Johnson. The fullback Hubba Kimbrell. Wide receivers Willie Taver Jr., John Blades, Mason Kirby, and we've all met Mr. Doug Britton. The tight end is Jackson Roberts, and that rounds out the starters here on the offense for Las Vegas. 2nd down and 5. They'll hand it off to Scott Johnson. He runs up the middle, straight into the waiting arms of Aquana Shine, which is not what you want to do. 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, in Atlanta, Vegas is coming off of a win last week, a shootout with Houston last week. And they put up some points. They put up 41 points last week, and they already got 7 this week.
Sure did. Joseph Green was 17 of 26, 267 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks against Houston. He will throw here on 3rd down and 2, and he finds his target. John Blades down the left sideline all the way to the Atlanta 37-yard line. A big gain on the play, moves the chains.
Yeah, John Blades, it just seemed like he just ran kind of a corner route there and just got just enough separation, and Jay Miraculous couldn't get his hand up high enough to be able to bat that ball down. And now they're able to convert, and they are in Atlanta territory.
Indeed they are. Green under center on first down. 2 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Johnson and Kimbrell in the backfield. Green deep drop, pressure coming, hit as he throws, and the ball is picked off. Going back the other way is Chris Henry crossing the 30. He sidesteps his way up to the 39-yard line. And the shootout has begun, Gerald. Lots of passing and already our first turnover of the ball game.
Yeah, and the pressure came, and it looked like it was Joshua Williams at the middle that hit the quarterback right as he was throwing the ball, caused the ball to sail really high and really far, and the defender just sat there and waited for it, and King Henry picked it off and then ran it back almost to midfield.
Henry with his 8th interception on the season, 29th of his career. 5 seasons in the books for Chris Henry. Bryant Dynasty back out onto the field on offense. Gets it out to Hollywood. Hollywood with some blockers. He don't need blockers. Spins past 2 defenders and gets the first down just like that there in Las Vegas territory.
And it seems like Atlanta, at least, through, a drive and a play for them, one of the keys to success is going to be getting Hollywood the ball. Look at him. He makes 2 moves here. 1, 2. And then he goes down, and then he, spins out another one, and a 5th, 6th, 7th guy's got to grab him to bring him to the ground.
First down and 10 for Atlanta. Dynasty 2 of 4 passing. Hollywood takes the handoff, runs forward. Good for only a gain of 2, and we get our first chaw to Gerald already tonight.
Oh, man. He he launched himself. Day Drury just launched his whole body and met that man right at the line of scrimmage.
I formation for the Swarm. Dynasty will throw. Hollywood stays in the block. Deep down the middle, and he is gone to the house. It's Boo Chisholm, the Hall of Famer, gets into the end zone for 6.
And that looked like it was all timing, like they were pitching and catching it at practice. Dynasty dropped back all the way back to the 7-step drop and just launched it. He knew where Boo Chisholm was going to be, and he ran right up underneath it in stride and caught the ball, and now got his team 6 and within 1 pending the extra point.
9 touchdowns on the season for Boo Chisholm, tying Siege Falco for 2nd place in the league. Get that man a medium rare filet. Sammy Steele on for the extra point. The kick is up. It is good. We have a tie ball game. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's going to be an exciting one, just like was talked about pregame, Gerald. There's going to be a lot of points in this one, I think. If you are new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy, and Doug Britton spins, trying to put it into the end zone. He's breaking another tackle, but can't get completely away. Gets tackled at the 28. I don't think he's done returning ones to the house yet, Gerald. He's got a fire in his belly tonight.
Well, you can tell that there's playoff football in the atmosphere the way these two teams are coming out playing within the first 5 minutes of this game. That's for sure.
You sure can. Doug Britton starting the game off with some fireworks. Boo Chisholm adding to it. See what Vegas can do on offense this time. Scott Johnson brought down in the backfield for a loss of 3, and we will take that opportunity to look at the starting defense for the Atlanta Swarm. The defensive line, Anthony Bonner, Billy Ray Valentine, Leo Jefferson, and Joshua Williams. The linebackers are Cree Higgins, Diamond Blackwell, and the Hall of Famer, Quanish Shine. The secondary, Jack Napier, Don Fletcher, and Jay Miraculous, along with safeties Moose Papineau, Grant Hardaway, and Chris Henry, who got the pick earlier on. Quanish Shine with that tackle on Scott Johnson brings up a 3rd down and 9 after a gain of 4.
And one thing you can count on from this Atlanta defense is those linebackers flying around, especially in the run-stopping situations or even swing out routes like that. The play before was Diamond Blackwell, which is one of the, in my opinion, underrated linebackers in the league. And then, of course, you got the Hall of Famer Quanashine doing what he does.
Green under center on 3rd down and 9. 3 receivers out to the right. He will go that way, one-on-one, and it is incomplete. Was trying to hit Mason Kirby, but well defended by Atlanta. And Las Vegas drive will come to a grinding halt.
Oh, man, King Henry almost had another shot at another pick there with Jack Napier batting it back. I don't think King Henry saw the ball. Looked like he was trying to bat it himself, but, you know, here they are forcing a punt to put the offense back in the ball back in their offense's hands.
Dustin Mickrack on to punt for Las Vegas. And the punt taken at the 31-yard line, returned all the way up to the 32, a 2-yard return for Kyle Finnemore. So Brian Dynasty back out on the field with the offense, 3 of 5, 66 yards and a touchdown. Boot Chisholm with the 46-yard touchdown reception on Atlanta's previous possession. They will, of course, be looking to add to that total. All the other receptions so far have gone to BDG Hollywood. He's got 20 yards receiving. He's going to add to it here. Hollywood sidesteps the defender, gets pushed out of bounds at the 42 after a gain of 9.
I just don't think Hollywood knows how to go down with one defender near him. He's got to put a move on somebody, make somebody look silly, and he's like, all right, mission accomplished, then I'll go down.
I have a feeling that even if he was just wide open space, he would still just throw a little juker spin in there just because he feels it's necessary. He can't just run straight. He's got to make a move.
He does it with style.
Pizzazz. And flag on the play as Hollywood spins his way past the first defender, gets tackled up at the Atlanta 49-yard line. We'll check the flag. It looked like, to me, it was an offsides by Las Vegas. That would certainly be declined. And it was indeed an offsides call on Sam Yeager, the defensive end. Penalty is indeed declined. 1st down and 10 for Atlanta from their own 49-yard line.
And it's been mostly BDG getting the lion's share of the ball so far early.
Dynasty, quick pass over the middle. He liked what he saw and he just went for it, connecting with Kyle Finnemore. Gets the connection up at the 34.
Yeah, and he just dropped it, almost like he threw it to a spot. He knew Kyle Finnemore was going to be in that spot, and look at the hole right in the middle.
Yeah.
Right? You know, they just spreaded everybody out, and they hit him with some slants, and the middle was wide open.
It sure was, yeah. I mean, he could have hit either Finnemore or Jamal Wooding on that one. 153.3 passer rating. Close to perfect. I don't know what else they want him to do. I guess get more yards. Dynasty hands it off to Hollywood. Hollywood met at the line by Michael Rury. Ran right into his arms. He looks pretty wide. Like, no offense, Mr. Rury, but man, that's got to be tough to run past him. 6'1", 290 pounds.
Oh yeah, at that height, at that weight, it does make him a bit wide.
Dynasty gets it out to Hollywood. Oh, I was waiting for the patented spin move. Good job by John Osiris, the outside linebacker, wrapping him up. But still, a nice gain on the play. Sets up a 3rd down and 2. As you see Hollywood's stats, the receiving yards are a little bit higher than the rushing yards so far, but that's how he gets it done, both through the air and on the ground, Gerald.
Yeah. He's doing a lot of his damage out of the backfield, but I mean he does damage in general. I mean, you know, a Hall of Fame running back like that.
Takes this handoff and is met right at the line. 3rd and 2. I would have called that same play 10 out of 10 times, Gerald. I would have thought for sure Hollywood was going to get those 2 yards, but great job by the Las Vegas defense getting that stop and the field goal unit on for the Swarm.
Uh-oh.
They're going to keep the offense out on the field. Dynasty with 2 receivers out to the left. Hollywood in the backfield. I think he could get the one. I would say snap it.
I would too. It looks like they have numbers on the right side of that offense compared to the left side of that defense.
5 on the line for Las Vegas, and Atlanta will burn the timeout.
It's a little bit too early, I guess. You know, you and me up here, we got all the emotions going on. Like, yeah, go for it. Snap
I know,
it.
right? We want points. Keep playing.
And fireworks.
We want to see the giant bees in the end zone buzzing.
Why not?
Time.
It's loud in this place tonight too.
Sammy Steele on for the field goal try to give Atlanta their first lead of the ball game. This one will be from 42 yards out from the right hash. Steele's a perfect 16 of 16 on the season so far. We'll try to add on to that total here. Attempt number 17 is on its way. It is good from 42. Atlanta is now out in front. 10-7. There's those bees.
Yeah, I tell you what, they had to have a perfect snap because the Vegas defensive line there got lots of penetration. I think if that would have been high snap or low snap, I think it would have been danger of being blocked.
Dangerous Doug Britton back to receive once again for Las Vegas. Came into tonight's game, Gerald, with just shy of 1,400 return yards. That's top 10 in the league, and now he's well over 100 on the ball game. Gets this one up to the 23-yard line. That is where Joseph Green comes back out onto the field. Only 3 of 5 so far. 31 yards. He's got a pick. Scott Johnson not able to get much going yet either. He's got 1 yard on 2 rushing attempts. He's got a reception for 4 yards as well. The offense for Las Vegas really has not quite yet found their footing. Play action from Green. Steps up, hit as he throws, and that one's going to be ruled incomplete. Was wrapped up on the play by Joshua Williams and Billy Ray Valentine.
And that pocket collapsed like right on top of him.
Sure did.
And it didn't take him to, and he got it from 2 different angles there. Just kind of collapsed right on him. He had nowhere to go.
Second down and 10. Brings up the I formation. Handed off to Scott Johnson, trying to get past that first line. Gets past the first wave of tacklers, can't get past the second. Brought down by Jay Miraculous. A nice gain of 7. And Gerald, I think that was a touchdown-saving tackle by Miraculous.
Yeah, I think maybe some of the defenders kind of started to relax. Looked like he got caught up in all that junk, but he was able to weasel his way out of it. And then Jay Miraculous come in and just saved the touchdown.
Yeah, there was nobody else behind him. Green on 3rd down and 3. Oh, he's going to go deep on 3rd down and a jumping catch all the way down to the 43-yard line. John Blades with the big reception.
Yeah, and that was like, hey, let me throw it up. I trust my receiver to go up and get that ball, and he did. The 50-50 ball there. He knew his wide receiver had positioning, and he was able to jump up and grab it out of the air before it even, and shield the ball, too, from the defender on that one as well.
First down and 10 in Atlanta territory, and that's how you give your offense a shot in the arm. A nice deep pass complete to keep the chains moving. Oh, it's just like that, Aquana Shine remembers who's in the Hall of Fame and who's not. Leveling Scott Johnson right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, 2nd down.
Man, sometimes Aquana Shine seemingly he just spawns right out of the turf and just gets right in front of the running back.
And he's just suddenly there. Oh, blitz coming.
Oh,
and that one is picked off. Was trying to connect with the receiver Mason Kirby. But a great play by the defense, just jumping that route. Don Fletcher with his 4th interception on the season gets the ball back for the Swarm.
It's like Don Fletcher knew what route was being run, and he ran it for the wide receiver.
Sure did. Someone's been watching film. Two seasons in the league for Don Fletcher. It's his 4th career interception, 4th on this season. He's getting them all this season. A rare loss for Hollywood on the swing route. Catches it, goes out of bounds. Loss of 1.
Maybe he should have treated the sideline like an opponent and hit him with the spin move to keep himself in bounds.
He's like, whoa, paint, spins back in. Yeah, that would have been fun. 3 wide receiver look now for the Swarm. 4 down linemen for the Fury. Hollywood fires his way up the middle. Makes up for his lost yard and 5 more. Gains 6 up to the 35-yard line. 3rd down and 5. And the final moments of quarter number 1 tick away.
Yeah, and I didn't think BDG had much of nothing right there in that run, man. But he got through it so fast to be able to pick up the yardage he did.
1 quarter in the books. 3 exciting quarters remain. We promised you fireworks. We're delivering you fireworks. Find out what happens in quarter number 2 after the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Hive in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm Mike Daggs, joined in the booth by Gerald Smith. With us on stats this evening, Dwayne Schindler and Ron Haynes. And another interception. Oh, Gerald, we talked about how great they were at passing touchdowns earlier on, but also how many interceptions both of these quarterbacks have thrown, and we've seen both of them now throw several interceptions here, and we're only seconds into the second quarter.
Yeah, and I mentioned ball security is going to be a thing, but I still don't think that's going to matter. These guys, they're going to sling the rock all over the place, you know? So, because that's what wins them the game. Their games, you know? That's their strength. That's what they're going to do, right? So, I just think they're going to shoot it out until one doesn't have anything left to shoot.
Chris Magel with his 4th interception on the season, 18th on his career. Joseph Green gets the ball back on offense. Well, never mind. Throws it to Atlanta.
It's King Henry again.
Show is.
It
One good
was like
pick deserves another.
He just stopped and says, I got this.
Oh, look, a ball. Well, okay. So
fireworks of a different sort.
Yeah. Fireworks be fireworks. Brian Dynasty back out onto the field now. We've seen, Gerald, we are 9 seconds into quarter number 2. We've seen both quarterbacks on the field already. It's the third possession. Dynasty
10 seconds.
gets it out to Hollywood. 3 possessions, 9 seconds, a new SFL record. I might be ad-libbing there. First down by Hollywood as he drags some defenders forward, crossing midfield up to the 49.
And he just makes plays, right? Dynasty looked down the field. He didn't want to make the same mistake he did to open up the quarter. Looked down the field, didn't find anything he liked, so he just dumped it off to BDG, knowing that the man's going to make plays, because that's just what he does.
Dynasty 8 of 11, over 100 yards. Hands this one off. Hands it off to Hollywood. And then a punishing tackle. Everybody's hyped up for this game, Gerald. Did you see the way that he flew in there? My goodness.
Yeah,
Max Jackson.
I could have sworn Max Jackson was about 5 yards back, and all of a sudden he did some sort of a, I don't know, teleportation
Superman?
move 5 yards in front of him and just leveled BDG.
Looked like he flew. Dynasty hands it off to Hollywood. Hollywood caught up in traffic and doesn't go anywhere. They'll spot him a yard. Third down and 3 from the Vegas 42.
And it being 3rd and 3, I'm anticipating some sort of a BDG dump off of some sort. I'd be surprised if they throw it deep.
2 receivers in the set for the Swarm. They hand it off to Hollywood. Hollywood gets the first down and more. Able to spin past Sean Allen and brought down at the 36. But another Atlanta first down.
Any other running back in the league would do those spin moves and get hit, and they drop the ball on the turf more times than not. But this guy somehow has just, I have no idea. Ball security is ridiculously good with him spinning around like that.
An extra tight end in the set for Atlanta. They will throw, gets it out to Hollywood. Hollywood met right at the line, falls forward for a gain of 2, brought down on the play by Chris Maggle, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Chris Maggle grabbed him around the shoulder pads and threw him to the ground for a minimal gain. But now here it is, Atlanta approaching field goal range.
Just on the cusp of it right now. Dynasty on 2nd and 8. Pressure coming.
Oh.
Fumbles the ball. Recovered by Atlanta. And they will only end up losing a couple of yards on the play. 3rd down and 10. A lucky bounce for the Swarm.
I think it was one of those things where his own offensive lineman got pushed back into him and knocked the ball out of his hand.
Very well could be. Maybe that's why the offensive line was so quick to make up for their mistake and jump on it. The guard, Baracus, falled on the ball. 3rd down and 10. Dynasty over the middle, and that one is caught. Siege Falco getting involved in the ball game. His first reception, and it's good for a first down all the way up to the Las Vegas 14.
Yeah, we can't give that one a chaw. We can give that one a call.
Ha!
And Siege Falco, he would look, and I saw him running his route. He ran a clean route, and when he broke, he got himself free. And Dynasty knew once he made that cut toward the middle that he was going to be open. He just dropped it right in there.
9 of 12, 107 yards for Dynasty. A touchdown and a pick. Dynasty hands the ball off. Hollywood met right in the backfield by Chris Maggle once again. You know, Maggle's had Hollywood's number a couple times, literally and figuratively tonight, Gerald. 34 on 34. But he's gotten him stopped at the line or behind the line more than once. 2nd and 12.
Yeah, if he figured, hey, look, man, you want to do all them spin moves? I'm going to show you I can bring you down without any hassle whatsoever.
That's right. 2 receivers out to the right. Dynasty short drop. Pressure coming. Throws over the middle. Tried to hit Siege Falco once again, but Jared Crow right in the way brings up a 3rd down and 12. Well inside field goal range now. 3rd and 12 inside the red zone.
Yeah, it's a pretty big 3rd down here. Don't take any risky throws, right? Don't throw it in coverage. Don't get yourself in any kind of trouble because you can definitely come away with some points, you know, even if you don't pick up the full 12.
Hollywood on the sideline on 3rd down and 12. 4 receivers into tight end. Dynasty looks. Back corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Siege Falco.
And earlier in the game, he tried to hit Siege Falco in a similar route, and he underthrew it. Dynasty said not to be done this time. He gave it a little bit of extra air under it, and Siege Falco was able to come down with it to give his team a 9-point lead.
Double-digit touchdowns on the season now for Siege Falco. That is his 10th on the season, and it puts Atlanta back out in front here at home, 16-7 over the Fury. Extra point try coming up by Sammy Steele. Good snap, good hold, kick on its way, it's up, it's good. Atlanta 17, Las Vegas 7. The Swarm out in front by 10. Gerald, I don't think we've seen anywhere near the end of the fireworks in this one. Can't wait to see what happens on the other side. We'll be back after a short break. Don't go anywhere. Mason Kirby last week, 6 receptions, 137 yards, and a touchdown. So far tonight, he's been targeted a couple of times and has no catches. Doug Britton has been the only main spotlight of the team so far. He's accounted for those points, Gerald, but we got to see some Mason Kirby, I think.
Yeah, if they expect to move the ball, I mean, they got to get, their playmakers the ball, especially with Mason Kirby being second in the league coming in this week in receiving yards, first in yards per catch, and second in touchdowns. So, and he is the team's leading receiver.
And a goose egg tonight for Kirby. Play action. Joseph Green throws over the middle, and that one is caught by John Blades. So far, Blades has been the main target here on offense, his third catch of the ball game.
That was a really, really good play action there by Joseph Green, able to kind of freeze the safeties a bit and kind of create some space for John Blades to kind of come, leak right back over the middle right there in a little bitty pocket, for them to be able to pick up a first down. And it's very, very good for them here, seeing how the offense hasn't had much production thus far, and here they are approaching midfield.
3 receivers set for the Fury. Short drop by Green, out route down to the bottom. Doug Britton gets the catch and then gets a forearm. Brings him down. Jack Napier with the hit.
Yeah, and maybe that's what Vegas is trying to do, right? Vegas is trying to maybe try to slow the game down a little bit, right? Get a little bit of composure for themselves. That way they can get themselves in a rhythm and execute.
2nd down and 4 for the Fury. Scott Johnson tries to get to the outside and can't. Brought down in the backfield. That one will go for a loss on the play. 3rd down and 6. Cree Higgins with the TFL.
Man, Higgins was in there so fast. He's like, it was almost as if he knew pre-snap exactly where that ball was going. So you know that man has watched his film coming into this week.
10 all-purpose yards so far for Scott Johnson. Green, hit, sacked. Leo Jefferson bringing him down, and that will bring an end to the drive. 4th down and 10 from their own 43.
Just when you thought they had a little bit of something going on offense, the Atlanta defense says not to be. You're not getting past midfield this go around. Now you got to punt to us.
Mick to punt this one away for the Fury. The SFL Weekly Fantasy Contest is officially up and running. Do you think you could draft the best team every week while staying under the salary cap? Perhaps you just want to enhance your SFL experience. Free to play, no season-long commitments. Nice punt return. A new contest opens every week on Tuesday night. Join now and show off your fantasy skills to the rest of the league. You can contact Jack Wall, Stephen Hacker, or Hunter Norwood to join today. Nice return there by Kyle Finnemore, Gerald.
Yeah, everybody on both these squads are playing out of their mind right now. It's like, hey, look, man, we're all playing for, we're both playing for our playoff hopes here with Vegas in more of a control your own destiny type of situation, and Atlanta showing that, hey, they come prepared. Hey, man, they got to win out and hope for some help, and beating Vegas is definitely helping their own cause.
Yeah, this win is much more valuable to Atlanta than it is to Las Vegas. If Atlanta is able to get the win, they'll obviously, they need to win out, like you said. For Las Vegas, they could actually lose this game and then still win next week against the Arizona Scorpions and potentially still win the division. Obviously, every win helps, but this win is not as crucial for Vegas as it is for Atlanta tonight. Free play, and Hollywood's going to take advantage of it. He gets up to the 41-yard line. That penalty will not matter. It'll be a fresh set of downs for the Swarm.
Yeah, man, if he'd have had one more spin move in him on that one, he could have been gone. They definitely would have climbed it in, and they would have put themselves way ahead.
First down and 10 for Atlanta. Hollywood, 48 yards on the ground, 46 yards through the air. Getting it done for the Swarm here at home. 2 receivers out to the left side of the formation. They throw it up to Hollywood at the top. He'll gain 5 on the play, 2nd down.
And there he is again. Magel right on the end. Jamal Wooding was out there throwing a block on him, and he was able to shed that block and get to BDG and bring him down in a hurry.
2nd down and 5. Magel been all over the place. Hollywood up the gut. Well defended. And a little extracurricular pushing and shoving. Jared Crow gets the tackle. 3rd down and 2. This is a big moment for the Vegas defense, Gerald. The offense hasn't gotten anything going. They're down 2 scores. They can't really afford to let Atlanta continue scoring.
No, and look, and it looks like it's going to be something to BDG right here, and they got to be prepared for it.
It is indeed to BDG, and he's going to get the first down and cross midfield up to the 47-yard line. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for info about the league and its 28 teams, all the places you can watch live games, plus links to apparel from Sector 6 and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. See all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. SimulationFL.net, your home for everything SFL. And a dangerous pass to Siege Falco in traffic is caught for a gain of 8. Gerald, this just seems like one of those games where everything goes right for Atlanta and everything's going wrong for Las Vegas.
Yeah, and just like that pass right there, I thought it was right into some sort of a trouble, but somehow it missed the hands of the defenders and made its way to Siege Falco. That was a very, very dangerous pass.
2-minute warning here in Atlanta. The Swarm out in front by 10, in control of the football and ready to put some more points on the board. Will they do it? We'll find out on the other side. You're watching the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports. Two minutes to go here in the first half from Atlanta. Swarm with the football out in front by 10. Hollywood on 2nd down and 2 will gain 1. It is 3rd down and 1. Coming up on the APM Music halftime report, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green will break down the first half between the Fury and the Swarm, recap the best of Saturday's action, review Sunday's early games, and update you on the action going on in Maryland between Tulsa and Baltimore. It's all coming up on the APM Music halftime report. On 3rd and 1, Hollywood gets it, falls forward up to the 37-yard line.
Atlanta's offense has more than doubled the offensive output of Las Vegas in this first half. 80 total yards of offense for Las Vegas and 209 for 212 for Atlanta. That's something to be said.
It is indeed something to be said, especially with a 10-point lead, and they get the ball back to start the second half. Jamal Wooding decides to get in on the action. He gets the catch and gains 9 yards on the play. 2nd down and 1. They'll go into the hurry up. 2 timeouts remaining for the Swarm. They burned 1 trying to draw Las Vegas offsides earlier on. Pressure right in the face of Dynasty. That pass looks like it was tipped away and incomplete. Fell down to the turf. Was trying to hit Boo Chisholm.
Yeah, Jared Crow had his hands all over that one. I'm not sure why he didn't pick it off. Maybe it was slightly too high, but was able to get some fingertips on it to change the trajectory to the receiver. But look, Atlanta likes this formation here on this drive. They must see something in the Vegas defense.
3rd down and 1. Dynasty, short drop. Oh, yeah. I mean, reestablishing behind the line. Nope, they're going to give him the first down, Gerald. Wow. Well, that's a generous spot.
Forward progress of 12 yards.
Yeah. Okay, Dynasty throws over the middle, tries to hit Falco, but that one is incomplete. Couldn't see who got in the way. It looked like Jared Crow, I believe. Yeah, it was Crow.
Yeah, it was Crow again. He had his mitts all over it. I mean, you got it, especially at this stage right here, because Atlanta's looking to put some points up on the board here, whether it's 6 or it's 3. I mean, you got to be able to come down with those to kill the drive.
Speaking of points, low-scoring game in Baltimore. Vultures with a 3-0 lead over Tulsa right now in the first quarter. Dynasty, deep drop, fires over the middle into traffic, and it is caught. Honus Odeby with the catch, first down and goal from the 8. Atlanta will burn their second timeout.
And we're going to see what kind of clock management Atlanta's going to use right here with 15 seconds left. And they have one timeout left right here, right? They put themselves in a situation with the one timeout. They can take a couple of shots to the end zone, or they can throw one short and see how it gets, right? They're only 8 yards from pay dirt and hit your order, bringing out Sammy Steele for a kick. I don't agree. I don't agree with this at all.
I'm on your side, Gerald. With 15 seconds and a timeout, you should at least take a shot or two. But they've got a 2-score lead. It'll still be a 2-score lead after this field goal is up, and it is indeed good from 25. Atlanta now 20-7 over Las Vegas, and maybe they're just looking at the offensive production, like you pointed out earlier. They've more than doubled what Las Vegas has been able to do so far, and maybe they're counting on their defense to hold Las Vegas to that for the duration of the game. So might be a little premature to think that way, but they settled for the field goal and now have a 13-point lead.
Or they could have just ran another play and just ran it down, called their last time out and kick it, because all of Vegas's offense has come from this man right here who's got the ball now.
Yeah, and Britton's trying to bounce it to the outside and does. Oh, gets up to the 30. Listen, I'm not rooting for either team, but I would have absolutely loved to see Doug Britton break that one and get a touchdown right there. That would have been exciting. But it was not to be. First down and 10 from the 30.
He's been the offense, right? The special team has technically been the offense for Vegas, because they've been pretty anemic, only having 80 yards for the entire first half thus far.
Offset I formation for the Fury. It looks like they might just hand this one off to Johnson and see what he can do with 7 seconds to go. Leading the play clock down too. Green will throw. Out route down to the bottom, and that was dangerous because that could have been picked off. They call a timeout with 3 seconds to go. That could have been picked off right there, Gerald. It looked like Chris Henry once again was right in the area.
Yeah, and he's looking for that hat trick. But why call a timeout at the 35? Do they think they're in close enough to Joseph Green to chuck a Hail Mary or something?
Well, when you saw Joseph Green just run to the sideline, you also saw him getting a bit of an earful from John Bond. So I'm not sure that Coach Bond knew why that timeout was called either. Ball is handed off to Scott Johnson and runs up into a host of tacklers. That'll be how the first half comes to a close. So Atlanta 20, Las Vegas 7 after 2 quarters of play. That'll bring us to halftime. It's really been all Atlanta so far in this one. The SFL halftime report with Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green coming up after the break. Stay with us.
And we welcome you to the APM Music Halftime Report. Back at SFL Studios, I'm Cameron Irvine. He's Mike St. Green. Atlanta leads Las Vegas 20-7 at the half. The game kicked off with a Doug Britton kick return touchdown, and Vegas has produced 3 first downs since then. And, Mike, their best weapons, we're talking about major weapons, doing nothing in that first half.
Well, Cam, you said it right there. Outside of the opening kickoff, this pretty much has been all Atlanta in this first half. Mason Kirby, who we talked about in the pregame, second in the league in receiving yards, leads the league in yards per catch, 0 catches in the first half, and that's not going to get it done for the Fury. They're going to need him to get going in the second half if they want to come back and win this game.
44-22, outplayed, and Scott Johnson 8 carries for 6 yards, 1 catch for 8 yards on 6 carries, and 1 catch for 4 yards for Scott Johnson. They got to get more production out of those guys. Doug Britton has put this team on his back. Every return he's had tonight has been fantastic. But somebody else has to wake up. Now, the good news, Mike, is that Atlanta knows how to come back in a ball game. They just did it, or they've done it a couple times now in the last couple of weeks, and so you can never count out the Las Vegas Fury. Let's get right into it. We got plenty of games to talk about. Let's get to the best of Saturday. First, with some teams that are trying to keep their seasons alive. Carolina 4-6. They needed a win, and they got a forced fumble on this kickoff return. Kanye Rockefeller puts the ball on the turf, and Carolina fast start in the first half.
Yeah, this is what Carolina needed. I mean, this defense has been playing great all season, and now to get help on the special teams on this play from Sammy Samosa with the big hit and recovery.
Rockefeller's had some fumble issues. Indianapolis in this game, Mike, Brad Jones, number 1 in the league in carries, and he just did not produce. They seemed to kind of go away from him. Carolina did not go away from their running game. That's mats out to Hattori Hanzo for the touchdown, 17-0 Carolina. Let's flash forward to 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Look at this effort. Jeff Banfield with the touchdown and the penalty. That made it 23-7. And then, with 20 seconds to go, back of the end zone, Jay Viper with the touchdown. And you're thinking, oh, my goodness, Carolina about to blow this. But this is what we saw all day, Mike. Brad Jones, 0, and that's a wrap. Carolina got the win.
Yeah, we thought maybe we'd see that 30-point comeback that we saw earlier in the season from Indianapolis, but they fell short, and Carolina with a big victory to stay in the playoff race.
Louisiana at San Diego, we pick it up in the second half. San Diego takes the lead 35-31. Louisiana trying to keep their season alive, but too much of this man. Randy Squarebush had 37 carries in this game. First down there, first down here. It was just unrelenting from the Revolution on this night. And once more, Squarebush with the carry. Now inside the 10, under 9 to go in the fourth. Tommy Utah going to connect in the back of the end zone. Chase Earl, what a dime. Louisiana back up.
Yeah, big play right there. And, man, Randy Squarebush, he's a beast of a running back, and he's always going to keep Louisiana in games, game in and game out.
Mike Ryan, the previous number 1 overall pick of San Diego, with an interception there. He came alive, absolutely alive, in the fourth quarter when Scar Patterson had not thrown a pick in the first 3. Louisiana's got the football back, 1st and 10 at the 18. Utah fires it out to Da Vinci, and he coughs it up, Mike. San Diego, right place, right time for that one.
Yeah, big play there for San Diego, man. They've been playing these type of games, seems like the last half of the season, and here they are again in another high-shooting nail-biter.
Here's another look at it. I mean, that is a legit fumble. Hat on hand there. Recovered by Mitchell. And San Diego has new life. Down 3. It's been a rough season. They score a lot of points. They give up a lot of points. Patterson, deep shot, middle. Look who it is, Mike. Mike Ryan. He had 3 interceptions in the fourth quarter. Louisiana again trying to put it away in the red zone, and it's picked off by Zach Lay, and San Diego is still in this. Under 2 minutes to play. Now, Mavericks, Patterson, he's not going to do it. Oh, my goodness. Mike Ryan again.
Yeah, Mike Ryan, you know he had this game circled on the calendar, and he comes through big against his former team. And, what else can you say? But, that's the way you want to go out against a former team with big plays and pretty much ending their season.
Hey, look, Julian Tyree just showed Scar Patterson how to run for a touchdown. Sioux Falls takes the lead. Sioux Falls and D.C., 6-win Sparrows, 8-win Dragons. This was a defensive slugfest that Sioux Falls was dominating early, although that pass fell incomplete just before the 2-minute warning trying to hit Warren. But Vasquez would get the interception on the very next play. Looking for Warren again, Mike.
Yeah, looking for one of his favorite targets, but no interception in end zone. DC going back the other way.
I told you these defenses were out to play. Fumble, Kevin Say, rough day. Sioux Falls really put the clamps on him. And Big Biff Markham in there to recover that fumble. Ringgold also in on the play. And, man, it was all Sioux Falls defense early.
Yeah, and that's typically what you get out of this Sioux Falls defense. They're one of the top scoring defenses in the league, and we saw why with the turnover ratio that they have right there. And a big hit on Kevin Say. They kept this guy under wraps pretty much all game long, Cam.
This was all happening in the last couple of minutes of the first half. Plenty of excitement to kick off our Saturday yesterday. This is a wide open receiver, Mike. That defender literally left him, and then the dirty bird from Warren. So eventually, after all that, Mike, A.J. Warren gets his touchdown. Now 14-6 in the third quarter. Kevin Say scores 14-12. D.C. goes for 2 very early, Mike. Very surprising.
Yeah, you know me, Cam. I don't like to chase points too early. Let's just go ahead and get what we can get at that particular time. Midway through the third, I thought it was a little early to chase points right here. And
Synergy could have ran for it and throws an incomplete pass in traffic instead. That 2-point miss would loom large. Now 18-17, DC up. Sioux Falls driving. Marcus Duncan into field goal range to set up one Zasto Black for the game winner. We've seen special team shenanigans earlier this week at the end of regulation. Sioux Falls would not suffer the same fate. And look at that. DC loses by 2. And back-to-back weeks they've lost in the last play of the game, 20-18. Minnesota hosting Charleston. Fourth quarter now. Legend take over. 17-13. This was the game on Next Level Sports. Quake Mam with the touchdown. And coming up, a huge pick 6 from one, B.J. Loveless.
Yeah, B.J. Loveless, he's known for having hands of stone, but he had a couple of interceptions in this game. This was his second of the day. He takes it all the way to the house, and B.J. Loveless has a pick 6, and Eddie Gage does not.
Ouch. For some reason, I wasn't expecting you to say that, but at this point, you're pretty much required to. Minnesota rolls Charleston 38-13. And they are one of a handful of teams right now that are just dominating opponents around the SFL. The legend, not the only one. The undefeated London Knights hosting Portland, up 10-3. Benji Matson with the touchdown. He had 2 on the day. Next possession for London, up 17-3. Crowd loving it at Queensway. A rare late afternoon game in London, and Johnny Pickler fires to a wide-open Fox Highwind, 24-3 at this point. Knights all over the fleet, but Mike, the difference in this game was the red zone turnovers for Portland. 2 interceptions in the end zone, including this one here to Brandon Ewing.
Yeah, this defense has been playing great all season long, and Brandon Ewing has been a huge part of that. He had a couple of interceptions last week, and we see him one interception in the end zone right here to stop another Portland fleet drive.
London now 11-0. They will take on Motor City next week to try to wrap up their first ever perfect regular season. Mexico City, Denver, one of the most entertaining games of the week. And watch out, you're about to see a murder. Phoenix Jones scores the touchdown and runs over 3 different people. Is that a felony? What is that? Assault? I don't know. Ray Bentley takes a toss. He's out of there. And Mexico City is up big. Their running game over 300 yards in this one. How about another, Mike? Phoenix Jones just punishing people.
Yeah, this is the first time we've really seen this Mexico City running game at full strength over the last couple of weeks. Ray Bentley got hurt a couple of weeks ago, and we saw them in full effect in this game last night.
Jones one more time. They go into Denver, and they get a big win. So that is a look at your your best of Saturdays. So let's update the playoff standings. Earlier today, Queen City got a win, and Houston fell to 6-5. So they are now in the 12s. They're technically in the 13 spot. Tulsa is 6-4 playing right now. But otherwise, everything is up to date. Mexico City has leapfrogged DC as a division leader. And then you've got your 4 division leaders there in the Central, West, Pacific, and East. Fort Worth right behind Minnesota. Vegas playing right now and trailing to Atlanta.
Yeah, Cam, this is going to be an incredible run to the finish line next weekend. Tulsa, they're playing Baltimore very tough right now. We don't know how that one's going to turn out. It's still in doubt. Vegas, they're behind, trailing at halftime, as we know. So, man, it's going to be a big battle for the 5 and 6 teams wanting to get to 6 and 6, the 6 and 5 teams wanting to get to that magical 7th win and probably secure a playoff berth. And I'm not sure how many teams are going to be at 7 and 5, but right now it's I think an outside possibility that someone with a winning record may not make it.
Yeah, it's a mess down there. If you're not a division winner, good luck trying to get a wild card. Here's your outside looking in, coming in to start the day. You see Louisiana, after that big win over San Diego, is back in 15th, just a game back now, or a game and a half back of 12th. But if Tulsa loses, then they would be just one game back of 12. Lone Star's got a big game next week with Mexico City. Tulsa's got a big game next week with Sioux Falls. Louisiana takes on Florida, so there's a lot of juicy matchups in the final week of the regular season coming up.
Oh yeah, it's going to be exciting. That Lone Star Mexico City game really stands out. The runner-ups from last season could possibly be on the outside looking in this season. They're going to want that win to get to 7. Houston and Fort Worth, that's another big matchup there, and that's in the South Division. And as you mentioned, the Central, a couple of big matchups in both Central Division matchups next week. The West, that's going to be for the West Championship, Arizona and
Vegas.
In Vegas, and I was drawing a blank on who they were playing. Yeah, and they're playing tonight. But that's going to be a big matchup. A couple of divisions already clinched, but going to be incredible run to the playoff finish line.
Mike, I don't know if Tulsa's going to win this game tonight against Baltimore, but their defense has certainly been so impressive. I don't know how much left they got in the tank. Douglas Brown got hurt in the first quarter, but with 4 minutes to go in the first half, Baltimore leads 9-0. But Tulsa has not given up a touchdown tonight, despite getting almost nothing out of this offense in the first half without Brown on the field. It's been a dramatic performance, but, I'm not sure they're going to be able to pull this one out.
Yeah, they've come in with a great defensive game plan. They've really held this high-powered Baltimore offense down. But I think that Douglas Brown injury may be the thing that's going to keep them from winning this game because they seem like they came in with the right game plan to probably get the job done tonight.
It's a mess at the bottom of the standings, or of the playoff standings, rather. And if Vegas doesn't want to join that mess, they're going to need their weapons to get going in the second half. Atlanta leads 20-7. This has been the APM Music Halftime Report. Mike and I will be back to wrap things up and post and talk about the most critical matchups coming up in Week 14 when the SFL rolls on here on Next Level Sports.
Welcome back to the Hive here in Atlanta, Georgia. Warm out in front, 20-7 after the first 2 quarters of play. And they get the football back here to start the second half. Bryant Dynasty, 18-24, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick in the first half. BDG Hollywood, though, with his 53 rushing yards, 57 receiving yards, he's really been the story of the game so far, getting it done for this Atlanta offense. First down and 10 from their own 25. Hollywood going to get the first carry of the second half, and the Las Vegas defense stepping up. No gain on the play, second down.
Yeah, and that's what Vegas is going to have to do in this second half, right, to get back in and keep BDG in check, put pressure on the quarterback, just to get their offense a chance to get into a rhythm and give them the ball back, right? For for the offense to try and make something happen.
Hollywood on the sidelines here on second down. Short drop by Dynasty, pass over the middle to Wooding, fighting for extra yards. He'll gain 8 on the play, brought down by several Las Vegas defenders, and that would bode well for Las Vegas if they could force a 3-and-out. So far, their only production of any kind was the opening kick return touchdown.
Yeah, this is a really big one here, right? Look, and this is going to be some man coverage here to be interesting to see how this works out.
Play action, short pass over the middle, and it does indeed work out. The catch made at the 40-yard line by Siege Falco, his 4th catch of the ball game. That will move the chains.
And if Vegas is going to run that man coverage like that, during this game, they're going to have to get pressure, right? Because you can't expect those defenders to hold their receivers in check, for any length of time. Those receivers are going to find a way open, so the defensive line got to do their part.
Run up the middle by Hollywood goes nowhere. 52 yards on 18 carries, but those last 2 carries, Gerald, both of them well contained. Some halftime adjustments, perhaps, by the Fury defense.
Yeah. It seemed like that they're starting to key in on the run game, with BDG, right? But I think their bigger issue is going to be in the passing game and getting BDG in check on the swing routes as well.
And this time he's able to get some yards on the swing route, just like you dialed up, Gerald, and able to get 8. Sets up a 3rd and 2.
And Vegas can't keep allowing themselves to get into a situation where it's 3rd and short, right? It opens up all kinds of playbook opportunities for Atlanta. They're going to have to be a little bit more tough on 1st and 2nd downs to be able to make it a 3rd and medium or a 3rd and long, because these situations favor Atlanta.
Dynasty gets it out to Hollywood, easily getting the first down. So this has been the problem, Gerald. They're just able to keep chucking it around the field. They've got Falco involved. They've got Hollywood involved. There's even been a couple of receptions by Wooding. They're finding their targets on offense, and it's making the difference. On the other side of the field, the Las Vegas offense, they've got John Blades involved and Doug Britton involved. That's it. Not their number one target. We'll see what happens when they get the ball back. First, they got to get a stop here. Jamal Wooding, catch number 3, gains 9.9 on the play, 2nd and inches.
It's literally like the Vegas defense just completely vacated the left side of that field right there, right from the offensive side. Look, there was nobody there.
Yeah.
Nobody. You could have thrown it to BDG, right? And Dynasty took the smart thing and said, hey, I'm going to throw it to Wooding because he's a little bit further down the field. Let him make a play.
Yeah, and did you see that, Gerald? He was close to the sideline, and what did he do? He planted that foot, turned upfield, and got extra yards.
BDG did a class. BDG had a class at halftime.
Sideline awareness by BDG Hollywood. Speaking of Hollywood, he's going to get the first down and more. Gets inside the 30-yard line, tackled at the 28.
And this is by far, especially Atlanta so far this season, right? This is what gets them, their yardage, right? BDG out of the backfield is a very, very large part of their offense. And if you don't scheme to be able to stop him coming out of the backfield like that, it's going to be a long day for you and your defense.
Great block as well by right tackle Todd Boyd. Helped spring Hollywood free on that one. Hollywood running to the left this time. Does not have the same success. Ran right into the waiting arms of Marikai Terra. 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, and they're in the situation here, Vegas' defense, right, where if they give up any points, right, the way the offense has performed in the first half, not even getting 100 total yards, right, so it proven that they have trouble moving the ball.
Yeah.
They need something like a turnover here to be able to turn the tide.
They really do, and this defense can do it. It's just a matter of getting the right opportunity. But first, they're going to get a sack. Ripping them down, Harley Stone, the defensive end.
And just like I had mentioned before, right, they actually had the perfect defense dialed up. They had a defender come down and get in BDG's face, and it seemed like it was just a straight screen to BDG, and they had it covered, and Dynasty had nowhere to go with the ball, and the defensive line did their job. And now it almost puts them in a situation where it's almost out of field goal range here.
28 interceptions from this defense as well, the 7th best in the league in an obvious passing situation. 3rd down and 15, and it's complete. Siege Falco all the way down to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal, Atlanta.
When he threw that ball, I'm like, man, could be trouble. But he threw it in the perfect spot for his man to jump up and get it. Watch this. A finger, just a slight fingernail longer, and he would have batted that ball out of the way. But it wasn't meant to be. Now they're inside the 5.
A perfect throw by Bryant Dynasty into the hands of Siege Falco. 1st down and goal from the 3. Dynasty to Hollywood. Hollywood tries to bounce outside. Can't do it. Brought down. Sam Yeager combining with Jared Crow for the tackle.
Now, Vegas in this situation, right, they're going to have to key in on BDG coming out of the backfield to catch a pass. I think this is very, very likely at some point in time within the next 2 plays.
Dynasty hands it off to Hollywood. Tries to make it around to the outside and can't do it. Tackled in the backfield again. John Osiris with the TFL. 3rd down and goal from the 6.
And this could actually play into Atlanta's favor here, right? So, they're not so close to the end zone. They got a little bit more room to run a little bit deeper routes, and they're actually coming out in a wide receiver set that they can run deeper routes here. I'm anticipating an all slants.
Dynasty to throw. End zone, and it is out of the back of the end zone. They hit Falco, but it is a 4th down and goal. Too far into the paint.
Well, 3 for Vegas. 3 is better than 7 at this point. It's a consolation prize for what they got, but they're going to have to go down and start producing points.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll talk about their stats as they get the ball back here after the field goal. This one from 23 yards out. It's up and good. Atlanta extending their lead 23-7 over the visiting Las Vegas Fury. The SFL network is coming to the ESTV Plus app. 24/7 SFL programming will include content created by the community, the SFL's greatest games from the archives, exclusive network content, and live SFL regular season games. Download the ESTV Plus app on your Android or iPhone, or you can get it on your TV through Roku, Amazon Fire, Vizio, and more. The SFL Network, where the SFL creators come together. Doug Britton, returning it once again, spins and gets up to the 25-yard line. We have an update from Baltimore. Cameron Irvine back in SFL Studios.
Thank you, Mike. Saying Green, Tulsa's offense finally helped out their defense before the half.
Yeah, Douglas Brown out for the half. Cam, we're not sure if he's going to return, but JQ finds Gabriel Manning. He outduels Elijah Warfield in the corner of the end zone. Tulsa gets on the board, 16-7 at the halftime.
And they have the ball to start the 3rd. Back to Mike Daggs, Gerald Smith in Atlanta.
Thank you, Cam. Scott Johnson with his first carry of the 2nd half. Gerald, he just ran for 5 yards. He had a grand total of 8 in the first half.
Yeah, there isn't much to be said for the Vegas offense in the first half, with them being really, really anemic. Their only really bright spot was John Blades with 69 yards receiving on 4 catches. So they're going to have to do something a lot more and have somewhat of a sense of urgency.
Joseph Green, 7 of 12 for 87 yards in the first half. Completes this one. Finally, we have a Mason Kirby sighting, his first reception of the ball game, and we've got 4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, and it's pretty telling, right, how good the Atlanta defense has been by keeping Mason Kirby in check. And, we're in 2.5 quarters into the game, and Mason Kirby gets his first catch.
First down and 10 from their own 44. They're going to need more out of him. Like you mentioned, Gerald, he comes into tonight's game as the leading receiver on the team, second in the league in receiving yards. Scott Johnson with a nice run there to move the chains again.
Yeah, he was able to get a little space on the outside, and he had some good blocks right there, right? Kind of sealed some stuff right there on the edge for, especially that block right there by the fullback on Aquana Shine. He was able to spin move past another defender to pick up about 15, 16 yards. So it's his best run by far. Now they're in Atlanta territory. I really don't, at this point, right, seeing where they are, at this stage in the game, and obviously I feel like you're here, it's going to be 4 down territory going all the way down.
I would agree, Gerald. Play action. Green hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Billy Ray Valentine applying the pressure.
He fought through that offensive lineman. I think the play action took a little bit too long on that route, and Billy Ray Valentine wasn't fooled. He stayed in his pursuit to the quarterback and was able to hit the quarterback as he was throwing. Ball just fell to the turf.
The receiver set for Las Vegas. He'll go up top. That one is complete to John Blades. Or no, excuse me, that's Mason Kirby. I'm just not used to seeing him, Gerald.
Right. I don't think he was quite expecting the ball. I mean, a veteran receiver like him, you think he'd, be able to turn around, catch that pass, and then plant his foot and go in there because he had tons of room. He could have got, another 15 yards out of that had he turned up.
3rd down and 4. They need to keep the chains moving. They need to get into this ball game. Pressure coming. Hit as he throws again, and it is out of bounds. Incomplete. Joshua Williams getting into the backfield and disrupting that pass.
I feel like you got to go here. And look, and Justin Williams on that last play there, putting pressure on him, right? He couldn't step into his throw, so it kind of just failed a little bit and dragged the receiver out of bounds. But I feel like in this situation, you'd have to go. This is the best position you've had in such a long time.
Mick punting from the 50. Try to hit this one down inside the 10. Falls at the 10 and out of bounds at the 5. That's where Atlanta will take over on the other side of the break. You are watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. We'll be back after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back to Atlanta. I'm Mike Daggs. He's Gerald Smith with us tonight. On stats, Dwayne Schindler, Ron Haynes, Cameron Irvine, Mike St. Green back in SFL studios. And look at Dynasty's just been absolutely on fire tonight, Gerald. I mean, standing back in his own end zone, safety, possibility at risk, and he just takes his time and hits Finnemore on a nice little rainbow throw.
Yeah, and it was, he had all the protection that he needed from his offensive linemen. I'm not sure if you quite caught it right. The wide receivers kind of crossed up. There was a slight pick there, kind of knocked the defender off and kind of set him a little bit further behind. But Bryant Dynasty was able to just drop it right to him in stride.
4 receivers set on first down. Dynasty hit as he throws, and a great opportunity for the Las Vegas defense to make a play, and they do. Sean Allen with the pick.
And they have the ball now in Atlanta territory. They can't squander this stuff here. But this was brought on right there by the defensive front. Got hit, kind of sailed on him. He wasn't able to get, enough force behind the ball to drive it down to Boo Chisholm. And Sean Allen was there to pick it off. Now, Vegas can't let this opportunity get away. Because,
no, they can't.
Right. And because Atlanta has been chewing the clock up on their last few drives. It's ridiculous.
They sure have. It was their third consecutive 10-plus play drive until they threw that pick. Joseph Green going deep down the left sideline into double coverage, was trying to hit John Blades. But instead, I'm pretty sure he just hit the Atlanta defender in the back of the helmet. Second down.
Yeah, it's kind of, ridiculous to see the statistics coming from Joseph Green right now, given, the passing attack that they have, being in the top 4 of the league in passing offensively, and they're looking like one of the worst.
Oh, ball handed off to Scott Johnson, and Joshua Williams absolutely just flattened him.
It literally looked like he was unblocked. Like, how can you miss that man?
I'm not too sure. I mean, 6'4", 305 pounds. You'd think you would say, hey, we at least need to chip that guy. Third down and 13. Deep down the right side and nearly picked off. Chris Henry almost getting the hat trick, but it still brings an end to the drive. So the interception doesn't do them any good, Gerald. They're right back to where they were moments ago when they punted away.
Right, and just to tell you how good the Atlanta defense has been playing, they said, Vegas started this out in Atlanta territory, I'll bet just past the 50, but now they're back in their own territory and they're punting.
And now backed up even more. That was nearly blocked. As that punt's going to drop inside the 10. And, a nice favorable Las Vegas bounce. It's down at the 5. The final week of the SFL regular season is next weekend, and you can catch all the drama of the most critical games to the playoff picture next Saturday at 6:30 p.m. and next Sunday at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time on Next Level Sports. Keep your eyes peeled for matchups, which will be announced Monday on social media and here on Next Level Sports. For a channel guide and more information about Next Level, you can visit nlse.com. BDG Hollywood hit for a loss. Second down and 13 back at the 3.
And that's what they need to do, right? They drew it right off the edge. Seen BDG coming out of there and was able to, fight off his block and be able to tackle him for a loss. And this is a very, very good opportunity for Vegas to keep them here, and they're playing man coverage. It hasn't been worked for them too well lately.
Quick pass into coverage is incomplete. Looks like they were trying to connect with Jamal Wooding, with several Fury defenders in the area, and Wooding kind of holding his hip as he gets up. They're down and long.
And Vegas has to force a 3 and out, either to turn over here or force a 3 and out. Because if not, it's going to be a situation where Atlanta could milk the clock even more.
They sure could. Dynasty 26 of 35. He'll throw here deep down the right side, and it is incomplete. Chris Maggle, a bright spot on this Las Vegas defense, has been making plays all night, and he's able to get a pass deflection there. He's got an interception earlier on in the ball game, 9 tackles, a tackle for a loss. He's been all over the field, Gerald.
Yep, and look, I don't think Chris Mago saw that ball in enough. What?
Well, a Fury defender was lined up in the neutral zone, so they'll get a free 5 yards there, but it's still going to be a punting situation.
I don't
see that. You see that sometimes on punt plays. Sometimes they're just I don't know. Some of the special teamers just don't quite know where to line up.
Man, like getting a little bit anxious there, man. You had a chance to maybe even pursue a block on that, having him so far deep there, and now you're giving him a little bit more space. He's got a lot of time to get a more of a leg into the kick.
And yeah, he kicks that one away. They came for the block too. Still going to be a nice starting field position. Oh, Doug Britton does a spin move. Can he get into the end zone again? He does! Doug Britton, touchdown! He's the only one that can score tonight for Vegas, but he's got more points on the board.
When you need points, just give that, just let him punt it to him, and he's going to make some plays for you. He's the only points for Vegas thus far, and he takes the punt return 39 yards after breaking a tackle, hurdling another guy, and now he potentially got his team in it, back into the game, and believe it or not, it's still in the third quarter.
The 4th punt return touchdown for Doug Britton on his career, the first of the season for him. Gerald, he's an electric kick returner, an electric punt returner. He had no kick or punt return touchdowns before tonight. Now he's got one of each and has accounted for the only points, except for these extra points, for the Las Vegas Fury. And it's been all Atlanta all night long. And don't look now, it's a 9-point ball game.
Yeah, and maybe Doug Britton's like, hey, if the offense can't do it or they're not giving me the ball on offense to do it, I'll do what I can in the return game to put this team back in it and maybe light a fire under our guys to be able to have them, have some sort of a motivation to come out on offense and actually make some plays.
Wow, what a turn of events. Matt Rage kicks this one off back to the goal line. Returned up the middle, tackled at the 26-yard line. We've got another update from Baltimore. Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green back at SFL HQ.
Thanks, Mike. Warren Murray starts a 99.5-yard drive.
Yeah, championship teams make championship plays, and Baltimore backed up on the goal line. Warren Murray with a couple of spin moves, takes them out of the shadow of their own end zone, leads to Ivory Irving touchdown catch. Baltimore up 26-7.
Murray contained most of the night. Not on that play. What a run. Back to Mike and Gerald in his.
Thank you, Cam. Not going to be able to contain a running back like that for all too long. Quarterback comparison, Gerald. Bryant Dynasty's really been leading the way.
Right. He's been, and he's been doing everything he can back there by hitting his wide receivers. Compared to Joseph Green, completing only 50% of his passes and has 3 interceptions. Dynasty 73%. 270 plus in the air.
Dynasty on the final play of the third quarter is going to throw an interception. Sean Allen with his second pick of the ball game. And Gerald, there has been a turn in this game. I think the tides have switched to Las Vegas's favor.
Yep, and like I said, Doug Britton lit a fire under his players, along with the double commentator curse, who's saying how great Dynasty's playing compared to Joseph Green, and he throws a pick.
Three picks for each quarterback. 3 picks for each quarterback now. Joseph Green needs to take care of this football, try to turn this back into a 1-score ball game. This will be the final play of the third quarter. 2 receivers out to the left, none to the right. Green in the shotgun is going to be play action. Pumps and cannot avoid the sack. Pressure in the backfield. Brought down by Leo Jefferson and Anthony Bonner. 2nd down and 16. 3 quarters in the books. 11 minutes remains here in Atlanta. It seems like all Atlanta so far, but guess what? Las Vegas, they're back in it. We'll find out what happens on the other side of the break. Stay with us. An exciting finish coming up next. Welcome back for the start of the fourth quarter here in Atlanta. I'm Mike Daggs, joined in the booth by Gerald Smith, Dwayne Schindler, and Ron Haynes with us on stats.
Oh,
And another tackle for a loss. Leo Jefferson, that's a bad man right there. 1.5 sacks, 2 TFLs. He's just wrecking this drive.
it's bro. Like I don't. It was so fast in there, and it was a loss of like 3 yards. No sooner running back at the ball.
Joseph Green trying to make something of it, and he's able to get most of the yards back that they needed, Gerald. They're at the 38, 4th and 3. I'd go for it.
Yeah, I would too. And it's just I don't think they're going to do so, because I do think that they're just counting on McRack to to just
Yep, they are.
punt them into it, kind of cough and corner them and put them in a situation. But darn, man, I don't think you can ask your defense to do any more than what they're already done.
I was just going to say, how much can you lean on your defense and special teams before you finally have to give up? Oh, trying to pin them down at the 1. Can't do it. It's going to be a touchback. Game update from Baltimore. Once again, Cameron Irvine, what do you got?
Thanks, Mike. JQ putting the team on his back.
Yeah, Cam, the Desperados are not going away quietly. JQ is going to find DJ Hume in the end zone. Tulsa getting back closer, 26-14.
That's Mike Daggs, Gerald Smith at the Hive.
Thank you, Cam. Nearly a great special teams play by Las Vegas. BDG Hollywood getting back into the fold. It's been a while since we've seen him, and he looks fresh. Spins his way up to the 33-yard line, and a first down for Atlanta.
Yeah, he was able to look, and that's what's been getting them, like whenever they kind of lose a little bit of confidence in their offense, hey, just dump it off to BDG, because you know what, that's the man that makes you the plays on especially this game. I mean, the guy's got, quite a bit of yardage, total yardage this game, right? He's got well over 100 yards in total offense alone and 16 receptions.
Yeah, he sure does. He's been heavily utilized. Touched the ball almost 40 times just himself. Dynasty in the gun on first down. Throws it out left, and I thought that was a pick. But nope, Boo Chisholm. We haven't seen him since that opening touchdown that he had, Gerald. He had 1 reception for 46 yards. Now he's got 2 for 51. Second down and 5.
Yeah, and credit to that corner on that end, keeping him in check. And I tell you what, on that last play, Shaw Allen was hunting for another pick there.
Hollywood takes the handoff, runs up the middle. He'll go. I thought he got the first, just short. 3rd down and inches. As we are inside 9 minutes to go in the ball game. You know, Gerald, it's a 2-score game. The Las Vegas offense literally has still done nothing to contribute to the point column. The defense, if they can get a stop here, give their offense another shot.
Yep, and this is here. It's going to be a swing route to BDG. I hope the defense knows what's coming, because if not, it's an easy first down.
And there's a flag on the play. They also get the stop, so we'll see what the penalty is. I believe it's going to be holding
Gotta be a
on
hold.
Atlanta.
Ineligible. Downfield.
All right, so either way, I think that'll be declined. No, they're going to accept the penalty,
What?
which is bizarre.
What?
I thought
What?
they had him stopped, Gerald. I thought it was 4th down. So I'm not quite sure why they would accept that.
It could at least ask for a measurement, right? Before they did it or something. Like,
Well, maybe they got the first down
this
and
is
we
not
just
good.
Yeah, I'm very confused. 3rd down and 5 though. We'll replay the down. Dynasty throws over the middle, tipped and incomplete. So it worked out. The questionable acceptance of the penalty now no longer matters, and Atlanta's going to have to punt.
Yeah, I didn't like that acceptance of the penalty, but hey, look, we didn't get a confirmation from R62 on the field whether that was a first down or not, and maybe he relayed that to the Vegas coaching staff, and they was in a situation where they had to accept the penalty to force another 3rd down. But it worked out either way it goes. But the Vegas offense has got to do something.
They absolutely do. We'll see what they can do on this drive out. All right, well, okay, a fumble, but a lucky play. That was the first mistake made by Doug Britton all day. We've got an update from Baltimore, Cameron Irvine at SFL Studios.
Thanks, Mike. Another team that can't take full advantage of turnovers.
Yeah, Cam, right after the DJ Hume touchdown, Nate Haslip with the interception, but Tulsa could not punch it in. They had to settle for 3, but 26-17 midway through the 4th quarter.
Back to Mike and Gerald.
Thank you, Cam. Joseph Green trying to get it out to Scott Johnson, trying to summon their own BDG Hollywood swing route, but that one did not work. 2nd down and 10. Johnson's stats very minimal on the day, Gerald. A grand total of 24 yards.
Minimal. I don't even. That's being generous. I mean, the entire offense has done absolutely nothing. I mean, they got to do something more than this. Coming out in these heavy sets is not going to get them anything.
Johnson takes the handoff, runs forward. Now they only gain a yard. So just like that, 3rd down and 9, but a big bit of news
King
right there,
Henry's
Gerald.
out.
Yeah, Chris Henry injured on the play. He's had quite an impact in this game so far. He's got a pair of interceptions and a pass deflection. We probably won't get an update on it, but we'll see. That's something we'll have to keep an eye on. But first, 3rd down and long for the Fury. Green in the gun, 3 receivers
And that's what
out
you
left.
throw.
They go over the middle, and that one is incomplete. Was trying to get it up to Doug Britton. Overthrew his target. They're going to punt. Once again, not able to capitalize off this possession.
Man, they could. I just didn't like that route tree that they had. Right, you know that King Henry, who's been one of the more dominant players on defense in the secondary, is not in the game, and you don't test that secondary where he was.
Interesting. Mikrack back at his own 15 to punt. It's just been some weird questionable calls, Gerald, from the accepting the penalty that looked like it shouldn't have been accepted, some of the play calling, the heavy rushing formations, not testing the secondary when you see a key player on the defense go down. I mean, seriously, if it wasn't for a kick return and punt return, they'd be getting shut out right now.
And it's a 2-score game. They have to force a 3 and out. Look, and this man coverage is an opportunity for them to make a play on defense.
Dynasty to throw, gets it out to Hollywood. And tackled for a loss in the backfield, but we need to check that flag. I don't know if it's going to be roughing the passer.
I think it could be, I don't know, holding. It might be defense.
It is a hold on Las Vegas. The Swarm will accept. So much for a tackle for a loss. It's going to be an automatic first down. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Dynasty to Hollywood. Oh, breaks one tackle, cannot break tackle number 2. A gain of 6 on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 4, but I think the more important storyline here, Gerald, 6 minutes to go in the ball game, and it's a 2-score game still.
Yeah, and that last holding call by Vegas is a sign of that Vegas defense getting tired because they've been on the field way too much because the offense hasn't done anything to keep them off of the field.
Dynasty under pressure, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. 3rd down and 4, Sam Yeager providing the pressure.
And they had themselves in a situation, right, of forcing this 3rd down. I don't think with the time that's left, I don't think Atlanta's going to do anything. Put the ball in the air down the field. It should be a BDG run or some sort of a dump off on a screen pass of some sort, just to keep the ball protected without giving Vegas, a chance to pick it off.
Hollywood only gains a yard on 3rd down. The defense once again does what they need to do. DJ Majesty listening to the crowd get a little bit more quiet there, I guess. But, the offense, for the love of God, they got to do something here.
Where their offense is about to catch this kick.
Yeah, that's true. See if Doug Britton can do another punt return touchdown. He cannot. The SFL Minor League is about to begin. Games kick off Friday, October 14th on SFL YouTube, and it's not too late to create your player and get him or her involved in the next rookie class. Season 20's rookie draft will take place on December 17th and 18th, so don't miss your chance. The sooner you create your player, the better your player will be on draft day. For more information, visit simulationfl.net. And they're still sticking to the run. Scott Johnson with his, second longest run of the day. That one's good for a gain of 7.
Yeah, and they got to do more than that. I just don't think running the ball is doing them any favors at this point. You're down 2 scores, and you have less than 5 minutes at this point, to be able to get 2 scores and stop the opponent.
2nd down and 3. Green gets it out to Johnson, and Johnson is able to get the first down. They will go into the hurry up.
Not the set. It's confusing to me.
Green back to Johnson once again. Johnson finally able to get something going on offense, and down inside the 28-yard line. SFL community member Doug Britton letting us know that tonight was for his grandson, Asher Steele Kepitz. He was born on 9/22/22, 2 pounds, 3 ounces, Gerald. That's tiny, tiny. Still in the NICU for the next 6 to 8 weeks. Doug Britton, player on the Las Vegas Fury, in our hearts, in our thoughts. Thinking of Asher.
Yeah, for sure. Kids in the NICU, man, they need, some special care. So hopefully Asher stays strong while his grandpa's out in the field making plays.
Green under pressure, sacked. Back at the 34, a loss of 6 as we tick down to the 4-minute mark. Going deep over the middle, and that one is incomplete. Trying to connect with Mason Kirby. Still haven't seen much of him, Gerald. He's got 3 receptions for 37 yards. But so far tonight's action has been all Doug Britton and what he's brought to the field. And that's it.
He's been the entire offense, the reason the team has scored any points at all. So
Green to pass over the middle, diving and incomplete. Overthrew his intended target. Was trying to connect with Willie Taver Jr. Gerald, is a 4th down and 16 from the 34.
What is this?
We're going to kick the field goal, perhaps. Matt Rage on for a long field goal. And it looks like that is what they're going to do. They got Matt Rage out there for a long field goal try to make it a 1-score ball game. This will be from 50 yards from the left hash.
Well, if you were going to play for the field goal here, I don't know why you would put your kicker in this type of situation. You need to throw a shorter pass to reduce how long the field goal is. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, I'd agree. Let's see if he can make it from 50. And it is through. 50 yards away. And it's up and good. Las Vegas finally cuts into the lead. Still, it's the special teams unit scoring, not the offense, but 23-17 here in Atlanta brings it down to a 6-point ball game. And being inside 4 minutes, they're going to go for the onside.
And this is, look, if they get it, hey, they're the smartest people in the world. But if they don't, I hate this call because you have 3 timeouts.
Ball is bouncing and easily recovered by Atlanta. And they will take over at the Las Vegas 39-yard line.
So at this point here, right, so the Sammy Steele, Atlanta only needs to get roughly 5 to 6 yards to put Sammy Steele in range, and you're back right where you were just seconds ago and down by 2 scores.
Your defense has been your only bright spot other than the special teams unit and the play by Doug Britton, of course. You could have kicked it deep with your 3 timeouts, and I mean, just like that, you're in field goal range already.
In field goal range here, and Atlanta's going to be smart, right? Mark Chisholm has been around a league championship winning head coach. He knows how to protect the ball with the 1-score lead late in the game and within field goal range in the opponent's territory. He knows, hey, if we happen to get a run or some sort of swing pass to Hollywood that puts us in a situation, right, that we score a touchdown, great. But we're not going to take any chances and actually throw the game away.
2 wide receivers out to the right. Dynasty under center. 1st down and 10, 3:45 to go in the ball game. Tried to jump that route, but Hollywood's going to make the most of it. Stepped out of bounds at the 22. Could have been a pick 6, but instead a gain of 7 for the Swarm.
Right, it actually helps out Vegas a bit, save a little bit of time, but Atlanta's still moving the ball, and like I said, they're going to be really, really protective over the ball. You're going to see a heavy dose of BDG running the ball up the middle or doing the swing routes.
Yeah, short of a turnover, I don't think time matters anymore for Las Vegas. They're in field goal range. It'll make it a 2-score game again. They need to get this ball back without allowing Atlanta to score. Chris Maggle with another tackle for a loss.
And he's been one of the bright spots on this team, it's especially the defense, right? Him and Sean Allen, right? Sean Allen has a couple of picks. Maggle's been knocking balls down and getting tackles for losses and all kind of other stuff on that end, right? He's been one of the only few guys who can handle BDG coming out of the backfield.
2 receivers out to the right. 2 backs in the backfield with Dynasty, who is in the gun. 5 on the line for the Fury. Play action. Dynasty throws to a wide open Jamal Wooding. 1st down, falling down in bounds. Will keep the clock rolling. This next snap will not come until about 15 seconds, 20 seconds before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, this Vegas defense is gassed. It's like they're not as polished as they should be, right? Them being out on the field for all that length of time, they just don't have much in the tank left.
Three backs now in the backfield for the Swarm. Ball is handed off to Hollywood. Well defended by Las Vegas. You would almost expect, Gerald, that they would start calling their timeouts now and preserve as much time as possible, but it looks like they will be content to let it roll down to the 2-minute warning, and you know that Atlanta will be.
Yeah, they look, and they're going to pass here. They might change their mind after 2 minutes.
2 minutes to go here in the ball game. Atlanta out front by 6, but in possession of the football and threatening to score once again. We'll find out what happens for the rest of this game after the break. Stay with us. Second down and 15 for Atlanta. 2 minutes to go. Gerald, they've got all three timeouts, but potentially too little, too late. Hollywood gets the handoff, spins. Oh, if he had scored, it would have been all over. Las Vegas burns their first timeout.
Right, and look, and it was a good choice by, head coach Mark Chisholm to change that particular formation that they were using, right? Especially coming out after 2 minutes, hey, we're going to run the ball, and whatever works. And as I say that, look what they come out, and this could be, you have to be safe here.
Keep an eye on Sean Allen. He's got 2 picks already. Chris Maggle has 1. Dynasty throws, and it is caught, and gets the first down and more. Touchdown, Atlanta, and they're going to come away with the win.
Boo Chisholm says, I've been quiet since the first quarter. I need more love. And he Dynasty throws him a bad ball. He's like, I'm going to make the most of it, and powered his way in there. He's like, I'm done with this drama. Let's end it now.
Boo Chisholm, 3 receptions, 2 of which went for touchdowns. 64 yards on the day. So much for running the clock out, Gerald. They're just going to put up even more points. Extra point try coming up. They'll be ahead by 13. Still, technically, I guess, a 2-score ball game, but so far the offense has only been able to get their team in field goal range once. We'll see if Doug Britton can pull off another miracle. Watch them get a kick return for a touchdown here, Gerald, and then get the onside kickback. Wouldn't that be exciting? Coming up on the APM Music post-game update, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green wrap up this clash between the Fury and the Swarm, plus first reactions to the Tulsa-Baltimore final, and preview next-level sports coverage of the SFL's final week of the regular season. Next Saturday and Sunday, it's all coming up on the post-game update. But first, Doug Britton from 2 yards deep in his own end zone. Brings this one out, tries to get around to the outside, can't do it. we have another game update from Baltimore. Cameron Irvine, take it away.
Thanks, Mike. Tulsa trying so hard, but about to fall short, Mike.
Yeah, Tulsa, they've played a great game all day long. Cameron Shaw with the interception in the end zone to get him the ball back under 2 minutes, but then Ben Stacking Paper comes up with the big interception, and then Baltimore looks like they're going to put it away, Cam.
They got one more stop in him, maybe, Tulsa. Back to Mike Daggs, Gerald Smith.
Thank you, Cam. Throwing it into quadruple coverage is Joseph Green. That will fall down to the turf. Second down and 10. Minute 42 to go on the clock.
Yeah, Joseph Green threw that pass into a swarm of swarm players because it was nothing but the black jerseys in that area.
Second down and 10. They'll need to score and get the onside kick. They haven't gotten a touchdown offensively yet tonight. Green, 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Johnson, he's able to gain 5 on the play. Sets up a 3rd down and 5. Goes without saying. It's 4-down territory from here on out. Green throws for the 1st down and gets it up to the 47-yard line.
And that's what they have to keep
19.
doing.
Yep, gain of about 19 on that play. We'll need to do it a little faster, though. Green takes the snap. 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage again. That's not going to get it done. He'll gain 2. 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, they have to push it further down the field. And there's man covered. Somebody should be open somewhere.
Green down the left side, double coverage. That one is incomplete. 3rd down and 8. Stopping the clock with 56 seconds.
Yeah, they're actually putting themselves into a tough spot, right? I just don't think they have. I just think Atlanta has the right scheme for whatever whatever Vegas is throwing out there. So, the guys are gonna have to find themselves open some kind of a way.
4 receivers set on 3rd and 8. Joseph Green, 16 to 30. Pass 31 goes over the middle and nearly gets taken away. That would have ended it right there. But falls down to the turf. Justin Simmons, one of the backup corners, in on the coverage.
It sure does look like it. Atlanta feels real secure with what they're doing. Looks like they, quite possibly might have some of the backups in the game.
That also might be because they're just getting a little tired, but we will see. 4th down and 8. So the ball game on the line here. If they can convert, they can keep going. If they can't, then it's over. All right, well, there you go. That's how that one's going to come to an end. Don Fletcher getting in on the interception action. Joseph Green's 4th interception that he's thrown on the day. And Don Fletcher able to take that one away. And Gerald, that's going to be the ball game. We'll see a few kneel downs from Bryant Dynasty. And that'll do it here in Atlanta.
Yeah, Dynasty's going to take a couple of kneels. About 2 or 3 kneels as Vegas burns the rest of their timeouts. But they're going to keep their playoff hopes alive while Las Vegas still controls their own destiny, dropping to 5 and 6. But they do put themselves in jeopardy, with having I do believe they play Arizona next week. So it's going to be some interesting scenarios going into week 14.
Yeah, absolutely. This game was much more meaningful to the Atlanta Swarm, like we talked about earlier on in the ball game, Gerald. At 4 and 6, they needed to win tonight. They'll need to win tomorrow night to be able to stay in contention. We've got an update from Baltimore once again. Cameron Irvine, take it away.
Thank you, Mike Daggs. What a finish in Baltimore.
Yeah, Cam. Tulsa have been playing great all game long. They put themselves in a position to try a Hail Mary here at the end of the game. JQ drops back, steps up in the pocket, throws it deep, and tipped away by the Baltimore defense. Tulsa falls short.
And Baltimore wins the Atlantic. Back to Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith.
Congratulations to the Vultures. Division winners once again. So Atlanta with their final kneel down coming up, and well, they won't be able to kneel it again, I guess. Gerald, they're going to have to punt this one away, but time should expire while it's in the air. So yeah, they needed to win tonight. They need to win next week. For Las Vegas, a win would have been nice, but not necessary. If they beat Arizona next week, they still could potentially win their division.
Right. So, and they look, and it's not all doom and gloom for them, right? They like we just said, right? They still control their own destiny. So, but they like to secure, their playoff spot this season. They just weren't able to do it. They ran into a really, really hungry Atlanta football team.
Final score in this one: Atlanta 30, Las Vegas 17. As we look at the final stats and highlights, Gerald, your final thoughts on the game?
Well, we thought it was going to have a whole lot of fireworks coming into this one, right? But one thing that did kind of hold true, which I didn't think was going to hold true, was the amount of turnovers that we were going to have, right? These teams turn the ball over a ton, and each other also, has a ton of takeaways on the season. But it was basically, the Atlanta defense shutting down the Vegas offense. And just held them to, literally nothing. They couldn't do anything. They just smothered them all game long. And the only points from the Vegas team came from the special teams unit. A kick return and a punt return, along with the field goal. They added a field goal later in the fourth quarter. So Atlanta played a complete game. Hey, they weren't without their mistakes, but their defense played and put themselves in a situation to put the game away, and that's what happened.
90 offensive plays for Atlanta, 56 for Las Vegas. This game, it was a shootout, if you will, Gerald, but a shootout only on one side. Atlanta just taking control from the start. After Doug Britton's kick return touchdown, it was all Atlanta from there on out. Las Vegas will fall to 6-5 on the season. Atlanta improves to 5-6. Next up for Las Vegas, they hit the road, head to Arizona to potentially play for the division win. Atlanta will be at home. They will host Jacksonville next week. SFL action returns in Week 14 on Friday, October 7th at 6:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Gerald, your thoughts on player of the game?
I think it's got to be BDG. He was a force coming out of the backfield. Catching the passes and everything else like that, right? So came away with no touchdowns, right? That's my player of the game. Who they call player of the game might be the man threw some touchdown pass in Brian Dynasty, but I'll give mine to BGG Hollywood.
I would agree with Hollywood, and they will not. Brian Dynasty, 35 of 48, 352 yards, 3 touchdowns. He is your player of the game. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Final score: Atlanta 30, Las Vegas 17. For Gerald Smith, Dwayne Schindler, Ron Haynes, Cameron Irvine, Mike St. Green, and Matt Wilson, who will always be with me in spirit. I'm Mike Dagg saying thank you for joining us. Be kind to one another. Always choose happy. Stay tuned right here to Next Level Sports, the SFL post-game report with Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green's coming up after the break.
Welcome back to SFL Studios for your post-game update. Great game in Atlanta, 30-17. The Swarm get the win, keep their playoff hopes alive. And Vegas looks like they were playing for a West Championship next week because that offense did not show up tonight, Mike. So here's where we are. We know Vegas and Arizona will be clashing for the West title next weekend. Winner of that game gets the West. In the South, if Mexico City loses and Fort Worth wins the division. If Fort Worth loses or Mexico City wins the division. In the Central, same situation. If Sioux Falls beats Tulsa, they win the division. If they lose and Minnesota beats Indianapolis, Minnesota wins the Central. Baltimore wrapped up the Atlantic. Lots of teams at 5 and 6 with still a slim chance and an opportunity to get in the playoffs. But that is where we stand, Mike.
So, Cam, what you're telling me, typical SFL season,
Yes.
week 14, just total chaos, dogs and cats living together. So, yeah, it's just going to be an amazing last week of the season. All types of scenarios, all these 5 and 6 teams still in it. The 6 and 5 teams are still in it. Yeah, it's going to be an amazing, incredible week next week.
With the way that Tulsa played tonight, you may be able to slot them somewhere in the championship contender category without Douglas Brown. Basically, the whole game, he had one carry. And now Tulsa's 6 and 5. Lone Star's 6 and 5. They were the championship runner-ups last season. You've got Houston at 6 and 5 and Vegas at 6 and 5. And we've talked about the implications for the division, but you got a lot of great teams with 6 wins that we could not see in a couple of weeks in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Cam. Tulsa, they really made me believers tonight. This is probably the best I've ever seen.
Play. Yep.
Ever seen them play even in a loss, and that's amazing. They did this most of the way without Douglas Brown. The defense played great. I tell you what, guys, if Tulsa makes it in, really look out for this team to make a run in the playoffs. They played an excellent game tonight. They just came up short.
Yep, and you got to put Minnesota in that category too.
Yeah.
The Central Division, Mike, it delivered. It was the most underrated. Nobody expected anything. 2 expansion teams, Sioux Falls, Tulsa, ho-hum, whatever. But the Central really delivered this season. There's a lot of high-quality football being played there. So the matchups for next weekend's TV games will be determined on Monday. You can check out NXT and SFL social media for that. We'll be with you Saturday 6:30, Sunday 8:45, same time, same place. But Mike St. Green will not be. He's got a new old career, I guess, and Mike will be away from us for a little while. But we'll have an adequate replacement for him. But we're going to miss him this postseason.
Cam, time flies when you're having fun, man. It's hard to believe that it's been 4 seasons here, together with you, 2 calendar years, man. And I wouldn't trade this experience, with you and being able to, be on with you and talk about the SFL for anything. And don't worry, guys, I'll be back next season. Keep my seat warm for me, whoever's going to be here. But looking forward to season 20, and good luck to all the teams next week. It's going to be an amazing way to finish off the season.
And in that same time frame, I've been in 3 different states, so life is crazy. But we appreciate you watching the SFL all season long. Get ready for a wild and wacky Week 14. Can't wait to deliver it to you next weekend. For Mike St. Green, I'm Cameron Irvine, and for all of us at the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music, thanks so much. We'll see you next weekend.